So hello today, fun people. I thought I'd do a follow-up to video 0, the intro to my video blog, which is my YouTube page, B.A. Brad Freeman, and kind of do a video version of an article on my written blog, The B.A. Freeman Experience, basically entitled, Who is B.A.? Well, I'm 38 years old. I was born July of 1984. At 5 months old, I developed cerebral palsy. I stopped breathing, had to be resuscitated like the rock star I am. The fact that I listened to old school 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s hard rock, punk rock, and heavy metal, my mom says kind of fits me. It's really my own thing. She's more into disco, Linda Ronstadt, the Bee Gees. God, I've had to memorize Saturday Night Fever and Grease backwards. Trust me. Just take my word for it, people. I've already been through elementary school, middle school, high school, college. I graduated in the top 1% in high school, the top 5% in college, academically. That's always been my thing. I'm ultra smart, but I have cerebral palsy, so therefore, being I don't walk under my own power, it's always been this extreme. I don't consider it as extreme as it could be, but it's pretty extreme not walking under your own power and needing help with certain basic needs. But I'm not a vegetable, and I'm definitely not mentally or emotionally saddled with problems, so it doesn't bother me too much. But getting a normal job's kind of a difficult thing. I followed football since I was 6 years old. High school, college, pro. I followed the other 4 major sports as well, but not as closely as football. I also am into boxing and MMA. I follow that as well, but again, not as closely as football. But I am still into that stuff despite the cerebral palsy. I'm a history whiz, as I said in my intro. Martial arts, military strategy, tactics are my areas of expertise. I don't really talk about it too much because I don't want to make myself into a weapon or a target. I'm already a guy with cerebral palsy, and in the event I need to use it, I've learned to adapt certain skills I've read about in all the classics in the event I need to use them. But I don't talk about it too much because guys like that make themselves targets, and then they're always asking for trouble. When I was in college in August of 2003, graduate of University of Missouri, Columbia, and then when I graduated in May of 2009, because things took me an extra year and a half because of my cerebral palsy, I studied theater as my major, emphasis in playwriting, minor in film, minor in history. As I said, my area of expertise is martial arts, strategy, tactics, survival skills, that kind of thing. I like old school heavy metal, as I said, hard rock, punk rock. My favorite band is Metallica, the metal version. Kill 'Em All is my favorite full-length studio release. Seek and Destroy, track number 9, is my favorite song. Megadeth is my parent band as far as Megadeth and Metallica are my parent bands as far as my musical taste, and I've also tried to write songs in the past. So eventually I hope to release a lot of the stuff that I'm currently working on. I do a lot of stuff from home like people did during COVID in 2020. I laughed a little bit because everyone was freaking out, and I'm like, this is how I have to live, people, because I'm not able to walk under my own power. What else? I've also, as I've said in the past, wrote a bunch of college NFL coaches to get my name out there in football circles. Wrote a bunch of plays, put them on the New Play Exchange website. But again, getting a normal job is kind of difficult because I don't walk under my own power. And I have a personal care assistant who helps me with everyday basic needs. I do everything that everybody else does, just highly modified. It's a very strange variation. I'm not the vegetable you see in the movies, so people don't know what to do with me. And I do things from home to keep myself busy. I also have motivational speaking aspirations. I will keep my political views to myself, even though I have an 80-page political platform for when I want to run for president. And basically, I just do whatever interests me. All those books behind me, I've read portions of them to all of them. I have some memorized. I have yet to read Major League and other ones. I can tell you what they're about. I know enough of that, but yeah, I'm just your average guy who happens to have cerebral palsy. So, yes. And basically, my variation, how it works is I'm not able to walk under my own power, as I've said. I need help with basic needs. I'm not a total vegetable, but being I don't walk under my own power, things that everyone does every day, they take for granted, and I need help with that. It depends on the level of physicality. I can handwrite, I can type, I can speak, obviously. Some people with extreme versions of it, their muscle tone is so great that they are not able to speak. My higher brain function and my emotions are completely intact. It's just I'm not able to walk under my own power. Basically, as I've explained it to people over the years, it's almost like being trapped in your own body. My higher brain function knows what to do and I can explain it to somebody else. But my body goes, dude, we haven't been able to do that since the mid-80s. So good on you for trying, but you know we haven't been able to do that. And as far as a cure, because I get asked that all the time, yeah, it would make things easier, and people probably would take me more serious as a person if I didn't have cerebral palsy. But, the only thing it's really gonna do, and this is my own life experience talking, this is nothing that any family friend or colleague or any relationships I've had, girlfriends, have said. This is just Brad's own life experience, not even my own mother's words. Not having it almost would make me seem ungrateful. I'm a lot more grateful when it comes to certain stuff, and not having it almost would make me kind of boring and ununique. And I've never been the type that felt sorry for themselves. And I was never the, woe is me, I was always the guy that went, yeah, I can do it. I'll figure it out. I'll use my higher brain function and learn to adapt instead of going, oh, I'm the poor crippled boy. I can't do anything. How's that going to help me? Tell me, people. Because I was told a long time ago by a lot of people, especially in college, I did not enjoy my college experience, that I was in denial. So, how's that going to help me? I never thought it would. So, BA's into a lot of different things, and I'm sorry I'm rambling. So if I miss something, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Bye-bye.